The decision is difficult wherever the cut comes from. I'm Secretary of the Army. Obviously, I have a particular soft spot in my heart for Fort Drum, but I hate to see our force structure have to come out of any post camp or station. But that's the reality of budgets, and it's really the only path available to us. What troubles me, even beyond that, is what kind of draconian cuts we would likely have to make if sequestration is not solved by January of this coming year. That would, in essence, require us to cut beyond the cuts that are coming up this summer, cut another 30,000 soldiers. When you're at a high of 570,000, the active component, as we were just a few years ago, and to come down to 420, you don't have to be a math major to figure out that's a whole lot of soldiers, a whole lot of families, and a much, much, much smaller and greatly reduced in capability army. The original thought several years ago, when we were planning for a smaller Army and smaller Air Force and smaller services across the board, was that we were out of Iraq, we were coming out of Afghanistan. We didn't see any immediate or mid-term challenges that any of the military services need to be budgeted and sized for. More or less a more stable global environment. What has happened is just the opposite. We're still in Afghanistan, although we'll, according to the president, still come out very soon, but we're there right now. We're back in Iraq, 3,000 military or so on the ground there. We're having to rotate troops through various portions of Eastern Europe to reassure our partners and our NATO allies there. So we're doing as much as we ever did, and yet our end strength is coming down. That means busier soldiers. But more than that, the thing that worries us is our so-called readiness, or lack thereof. That is a soldier being properly trained and equipped and ready to go out and absolutely fully prepared to meet the mission. Well, the Chief of Staff and I have testified to Congress that what we see right now and the expected mission sets that have been extended to us at 450,000, we can meet those demands. Now, it'll be tough, and we'll spin at a very high level, but we can meet them. And this is not just about an Army secretary trying to keep his troops. This is really about the national security of this nation and some very fundamental decisions that have to be made.